Hey, it's Don, the Auction Professor. I'm going to go to the screen in just a couple minutes here. Just another reminder, our live show is now on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We had to switch due to a scheduling conflict with my kids' school. But again, live show on Thursdays. But today's video, I've had a lot of talk about fees and final value fees. I've already went over the actual fees to list and to run a store and to have a store. I'll have a link right up here for you. I recommend watching the video. It's going to be basically the same type of information you see in this video, but this video is just going to talk about final value fees and how to figure those out based on what you're selling. I'm going to show you some pictures of the item. These are items that I actually sold, and I'm going to give you the entire cost breakdown on everything in that item's sale that's included. All the fees I pay, I'll show you the breakdown on all the aspects that come out of it. And we'll do a bunch of them so you can kind of see. I'll try to give you different items so you can see how the fees work. And these are actual honest fees. These are actually exactly what I paid, what I sold for the item across the board. So you can kind of understand how the fees work, because this is one of the areas I have the most questions from, the most people that are confused on, is how the fee structure works. It's a flat set fees for different categories. If you don't have a store, it's 10%, and then from there it's between, say, 3.5% for guitars, but the average one is 4 to 9.15% final value fees on the item, depending on the category the item was sold in and listed in. So we're going to go over to the screen, and I'm just going to talk about all the fees associated with selling items one at a time, each item a breakdown. So here we go over to the screen. Okay, as I said, we're just going to go right into the figures this time. This is going to cover final value fees and all the costs and the breakdowns of that. So we're going to go into it. I'm just going to show you a few items here. We'll just start it off and I'll go from there and you'll get to see what I'm talking about. So this is the total eBay and PayPal fees. I've just picked a random item from the last week or two of something I sold. This is literally a record I sold. It's Joey Castle and the Daddy-O's. It's a Rockabilly 45. Rock and Rock Daddy-O is actually the hit on this song. And you can hear that song on YouTube if you're curious. This is a scarcer record. I actually sold it for $120. Shipping I charged was $3.17. That's what the buyer paid, and I listed it in the vinyl records category. Now we're going to look at the actual fees and show you how to calculate the fees as well. Now this is if you have no store or just a starter store. Now this is the basic level of the store, the lowest store you can get. Again, selling price was $120. It's in the record category. It doesn't matter which category you're in. If you do not have a store or you are just a starter store, it's 10% fee across the board for whatever you sell in whichever category you sell it in. At the 10% fee, it's 0.10 is what you're going to multiply the 120 by, and that will give you your final fee of $12. And again, if you don't have a store or you have a starter store, it's 10% no matter what. Now that's for the item itself. Now you also have to figure out the final value fee on the shipping. Shipping was $3.17. Again, it's still 10%, so it's 0.10, and that comes up to 32 cents. And then you're adding in the 32 cents for the shipping. So the total fee that we paid, final value fee on this item, was $12.32 total. So the item value, the final value fee, is figured out by adding up the sale price final fee for the item itself, which was $12. I'm not going to add in any of the listing fees because that's actually an admin cost for us, because we pay for a store level at $2.99 a month per store. And there's no real way to tell if it's any listing I have is my free listing or if it's one that's over the 10,000 that I have to pay 5 extra cents for. You can do it however you want. Some people have to pay the 35 cents. I'll show you where you can add that in at the end here in just a minute as well too. But let's go on to the PayPal aspect of it now. Now this is the same thing still. PayPal now. With PayPal you have to add the item price and the shipping. Every time that the buyer paid you, if there's tax included, you have to add the tax into this total. So whatever the total is of every dime that they paid you, you are paying PayPal a fee on that. So the total collected was $123.12 from this buyer. PayPal's fee is 2.9% of all money transferred to PayPal for you. So 0.029 is what you multiply your total collected, the $123.17, and that gives you $3.57. That's not the total fee for PayPal, because PayPal also has a 30-cent transaction fee. So to get the total value of what you owe PayPal, it's 0.30 cents plus the $3.57, which comes to $3.87. Now that's the total fee that someone without a store or a starter store would have to pay for this $120 item. Now you can use this for any type of item, because literally if you have no store or a starter store, it's 10% across the board. Unless you have, terrible feedback, then they do actually add 4 more percent, but hopefully no one has bad feedback to have to worry about that. Now we're going to show you the net income off this item. Now this is an actual item that I sold, so if I sold it, without a store or a starter, this is exactly what I would have into it at the end. So it was $120. I'll need to minus the final value fees from eBay, which was $12.32. Then I'll also have to minus the PayPal fees, which was $3.87. And then it actually literally cost me $1. So COGS, my cost of goods sold, was $1. So at the end of the day, I have a profit of $102.81. It's still over 80%. So that's why I say literally almost every item I have, my profit margin is in the 80% range, literally across the board. So let's move on here. So we are going to figure out if you had a basic, a premium, an anchor, or an enterprise store, because the fees are actually different. So if you have a basic or above, these are going to be the fees for you. And we're going to look at the eBay fees first, the eBay final value fee totally. So $120, it's in the record category, and with the store levels that you see here in red, it's 9.15% is now the actual rate that they charge you for this category. So if you want to figure that out, it's 0.0915 times whatever the item sold for. So now the item final value fee is $10.98. Shipping again, it was $3.17. And again, it's the same fee, so 9.15, 0.0915 times that, so it equals 0.29. And then item final value fee, we have to add up the whole thing, so it's $10.98 plus the 29 cents, and that gives us $11.27. So that's my total eBay fee that I paid for this item. Going on to my PayPal fee, again with a basic store or above, same record, $120 we paid for it. $3.17, we have to add the two together, so $123.17 is what I collected, just like before. And this isn't really going to change, so we're just going to bop through here real quick. You can see the same $3.57, 30 cents, so it's going to be $3.87 again. But when it comes to net income, that net income is going to actually be different. So $120 we paid, or we sold it for, $11.27 final value fee for eBay, $3.87 final fee for PayPal, and then my dollar into it, and it's $103.86. Now there's one other fee that comes into play with this. Now that is top rated plus, you get a discount. Now when you look at it on your invoice, if you're going by your invoice, it's going to have a normal 9.15% off for the item, and then it actually has just a bulk lump sum together for the eBay top rated seller plus 10% discount. So I figured out per item this way here. So it's a top rated discount. It's 10% off of 9.15, which comes to 0.08235. So multiply that out. Your final value fee is 9.88 is what you're paid for this. And then you still have to figure out the shipping. Now your discount only covers the item. It does not cover shipping. So shipping, you're still looking at 9.15. So it's still 29 cents. And again, we add these together, $9.88 and 29 cents, and then that gives us $10.17. Now we're going to look at it as a breakdown now, PayPal-wise. Let's move on from PayPal, because this is the same PayPal fee again. It doesn't change. PayPal's fee is the same no matter what. I just have it in here so you can see the whole breakdown through each step of it. Still $3.87 on this one. Now we're looking at the net income on this level, which is top rated plus discount. So it's 120 minus 1017 minus 387 minus $1, and then it comes to 104.96. That is the total for that. Now we're going to compare this again in just a minute here. and we're going to look at the total comparison. So this is, the total amount of profit I would have made, no store, basic store, $102.81. With a starter store or higher, it would be $103.86. And then if the top rated seller plus status discount was in effect, it would be $104.96. And that's what my profit margin actually was on this item. So savings wise, it's $1.10 between the starter and up and top rated plus discount. Now that may not sound like a lot, but if you're selling 100 items, which we more than sell 100 items at that price, we're saving at least $110 in this case. And yearly that equates to $1,320. I know a lot of people say, it's only 10% of the final or the fee. It all adds up. Perfect example is $1,320. That's a decent amount. And I talk about why we have 2 anchor stores, because that saves us $2,450. So if you add those two together, that's actually $3,700 plus that we average in savings a year by doing these two things. So is it worth it? Yes, it is. Even if you saved and did this just for 4 years, $5,200 back home you're taking with you. So it's well worth the money. So just keep that in mind. Every dime counts. That's $1,320. It's a house payment for somebody, car payments, whatever the case may be. Let's go on to the next item here. This one here is some lens covers I got. This is something that sold in the last couple weeks. I sold it for $24.50. It cost $3.75 to ship, and it was in a different category, camera equipment. Now with this, no store or starter store, $24.50 is what we sold it for. It's still 10%. So the fees for the item were $2.45. $3.75 is what I charged for shipping. 10% again, 0.10, so it's 38 cents for the shipping fees. So altogether we add the $2.45 and the 38 cents, and that gives me a total final value fee paid to eBay for $2.83 from this item. PayPal wise, we'll just go over this real quick here. We add the totals together, so we've got $28.25 total. So every dime you collect, that's what they bill you on for their 2.9% fee. So the total collected was $28.25, and we're multiplying 0.029, which means we had a PayPal fee for it for 82 cents. And again, there is a 30-cent transaction fee for every transaction that goes through PayPal. So if you add those together, it's $1.12 total PayPal fees. So now we're going to look at the net income off this item. Again, $24.50. We're going to subtract $2.83 for the final value fees from eBay, $1.12 from the final fees from PayPal, and then this I'm just throwing out 50 cents there because I've got like nothing into it. These are things that most people would have just thrown away, but I just threw them all together instead of trashing them and ended up with $24.50. They're just junk parts. I don't even know what they go to, honestly. They're just random pieces. So at the end of the day, I made a profit of $20.05 if I had no store. And I have an anchor store and I'm top rated, so anyway, it's going to be different for me. Now this is a big change here, and wait till you see the numbers here. Now basic store or above, basic, premium, anchor, enterprise, instead of the 10% fee because of the category, it's only 6.15%. So we're going to multiply the $24.50 times 0.0615 this time. And that gives us $1.51 as the final value fee for the item. $3.75 is shipping, so we need to figure out the shipping fee. And again, that is 6.15 as well. So it's only 23 cents to ship these. So we add it all together, $1.51 from the item, 23 cents from the actual shipping, and then we have a total final value fee paid to eBay at $1.74. So now we're going to look at the PayPal real quick. Again, PayPal hasn't changed, so we can just bop on down here. You add up all the items. Total collected was $28.25. So again, 0.029 gives us 82 cents for the fee on the item. We add the 30 cents for the transaction fee and the 82 cents, and it gives us $1.12 as the final total price that we had to pay to PayPal. And then we're going to go on here and look at the net income again. $24.50, we're going to minus $1.74, the final eBay value fee. Then we're going to subtract the $1.10 from the PayPal fee and my 50 cents, and now we've made $21.16 profit off of that item. So, I mean, that's a pretty good profit margin. It's well over 80% again. As I said, these are honest prices. This is literally what I have into this item if I had the anchor store. But I've got a better deal, too, because I do the top-rated plus status. So I have a top-rated plus discount of 10% off my fees. Again, I paid $24.50. So what I get 10% off of is the 6.15. And again, if you had no store, you'd be paying 10% flat across the board. So with the 10% off the 6.15, I am paying 0.05535, which is 5.53% basically. So you multiply that out, it gives me $1.36 now for my final value fee. Again, the fees are varied by the actual category. Now, if you look at the other video, I have a link to it in the front of this video. It'll take you to the listing fees and break that down. And I've got which categories in that video get which rates. So camera supplies and camera equipment is 6.15. The record or your clothing that most people sell is 9.15%. So we're going to have to get the actual final value fee off of the shipping. Now, the final value fee credit I get for Top Rated Plus is only for the actual item itself. It does not cover the shipping, so I am still paying the 6.15% on the shipping of the total cost on shipping, which was $375. So I multiply that 0.0615, and again, it's 23 cents, just like it was before. So the only thing that changes is the actual item price itself. So we get the 10% discount on that. So we're going to look at it here. Final value fee was $136 plus the 23 cents. So now the total fees I paid eBay was $159. And we're just going to bop through the PayPal part because, again, PayPal is going to be exactly the same for every option I have here, adding together $28.25. And then 2.9 again is the percent. So it comes out to multiplying 0.029. And we've got 82 cents for the fee plus the 30 cents. And we add those two together and it gives us $1.12 again. So again, net income $24.50 minus the $1.59, and then minus the $1.12, and then we get minus 50, and it comes up to $21.29 is my final income off of this item here. Now we're going to look at a comparison here as well too. Comparison-wise, without a store, we made a profit of $20.05. A starter store or higher, we made $21.16, and then as a Top Rated Plus, we made $21.29. It's only a difference of 13 cents. I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but let's look at this here for just a second, and I'll just show you the difference. Let's just say we sold monthly $10,000 at the 9.15%. That would be $915 we paid eBay in final value fees, but with the Top Rated Plus status, it's only $823.50. So we've got a net gain of $91.50. That's how much we save just this month, only selling $10,000 worth of stuff. So it's $91.50. Annually wise, that's $1,098. Now I do way more than this. We double and triple that sometimes in the discount rating, discount amount. So it's a big difference. Sometimes we're saving close to $3,000 a year in actual Top Rated Plus discounts. So that's a big number to worry about. That's a big number to not lay on the table and just forget about. So, and again, I'm saving $24.50 on one part from not having all my listings in one store. It's cheaper to run the anchor stores. Watch the other video I mentioned here in the beginning on listing fees, and you will see what I'm talking about. So I'm saving $24.50 there and at least $1,000 here. So altogether I save $3,000. Now I've looked at other people's, and we've compared accounts with friends of ours. I've got the lowest overhead of anybody that I've actually compared paperwork to that's doing volume like us. And that's because I'm really cheap. We do everything in the book that we can to save money and to cut our costs down within a reason. Now, I've weighted out some things, labor versus money, and sometimes in some of the things we do, it's cheaper to actually spend the money on the item because it's cheaper than the labor it would be involved to actually do the activity that we're talking about. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. That should literally answer most questions. And again, if you're selling clothing or books or anything like that, 9.15 is the percent. So just in the record example here, just pop in your total from whatever clothing piece you sold, and you can calculate it out literally by these examples here. Just pause the frame wherever you're at if you need to figure out what's what, and you can just literally write those numbers down in a paper. I've got the actual amount that you need to multiply by figured out for you, the percentage wise. So literally you should be able to just pop in your numbers in any one of these examples and go from there. And if you're having a game console or something else that has a different rate, just change the percentage rate. It's just that easy. If you want to know what to multiply it, let's say it's 8.25%, you're just going to move the decimal point 2 places over to the left. So it would be 0.0825%, and that would be the number you'd multiply. So anyway, that's what I have for you today. Well, there you go. That's what I have for fees. Hopefully that gave you a real good idea and an understanding so you can get a gist on how this works. If you need to, you can always go back and pause the video anywhere you want so you can see a breakdown with how I figured and calculated all the fees. But again, Don the Auction Professor, hopefully you liked the video. Hopefully you took something from that. If you did, please hit the like button down below. You can also hit the bell icon up top to be notified when we post new content or go live. Subscribe and tell a friend.